everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOC Reader, and welcome welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my fall book unhaul. So we just started fall and it is freezing here. Like, we didn't even get eased into it. It's just one day it was hot, the next day it was fall and cold. So I'm busy trying to stay warm, but I'm also trying to clear out the books that I no longer need on my shelf to make room for the books that I'm looking forward to in the upcoming months. Let's get into it. So this one on my unhaul list is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. And I'm just unhauling this copy because I already have a copy that's signed, so why keep two copies? I'm not somebody who really cares about having multiple editions. Same with this next one, His Desert Bride by Demand. Nothing wrong with the story. I did enjoy it for the most part. The author sent me a signed copy with a special bookmark, so I don't need this copy that's not signed. Somebody else can discover a Harlequin romance. Babble by R.F. Kuang. If you've watched my review video, you already know I did not enjoy this one, despite the much hype that it has on BookTube and Book Twitter and Bookstagram. I wasn't feeling this one. I don't feel like it said anything special about British imperialism, and I don't feel like the characters were well crafted. So this was like a chore to get through, and I also do have the audiobook. I don't ever see myself reading it again, so I'm good. No Gods, No Monsters by Cadwell Turnbull. So I actually really did enjoy this when I read it last year. I think I rated it about 4 stars, but what happened is, at the time, the publisher sent me a finished copy, and that's what's currently sitting on my shelf. They sent me this one for the paperback release like a year later. I don't like the step backs that have all the praise for the book on them. Otherwise, I would keep the paperback copy and unhaul the hardcover, but since it has that ugly step back, I'm just gonna unhaul the paperback copy. I already have somebody in mind who I think might enjoy this one. Sweep of Stars by Maurice Broaddus. So I'm not really into space opera, although this sounded interesting and I was looking forward to it. I had an ARC copy, and then the publisher, some of them do this thing where they send you the ARC and the finished copy, and that's what happened in this situation. So I already unhauled the ARC, and I was just really struggling to really understand it and get lost in this world, so I'm gonna give it to somebody else that'll hopefully enjoy it. The Undead Truth of Us by Brittany S. Lewis. This is also an ARC copy. I do have a finished completed copy. I did enjoy this well enough, but not enough that I need multiple editions. Love from Mecca to Medina by S.K. Ali. So I actually didn't even buy or ask for this book. What happened is the publisher sent me an unsolicited ARC of it, and I put it to the side. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try to read it at the end of the year because this comes out I think in November. And then they ended up sending me this finished hardcover, and I'm like, that's nice, but again, it's not something that I was really planning on prioritizing, so I might as well donate it to a teen who can get something out of it. Her Name is Night by Jasmine Ongo. So I wanted to love this story so much because it's like a black main character who becomes a badass assassin, or so I thought. She had a really traumatic childhood, that was described in gruesome detail, way too much detail in my opinion, and it went on for a long time, and it was told through flashbacks. And then you get this like abrupt switch where we go to her adult life, and her adult life read like YA, and it like there was a lot of heavy-handedness in it. I really hate when books go out of their way to show you how like woke their black character is by having them say stuff straight off of black Twitter. And it didn't mesh well. She didn't feel like the same character, and I just felt like all that traumatic violence was so unnecessary. And I didn't even get like any badass assassin likeness from this book, so I don't see myself continuing with this series, so that's why Her Name is Night is getting on hold. Seton Girls by Charlene Thomas. I recently read this one and it was okay. There were some parts I really enjoyed, but some parts I also did not really like see the need for the POV that it came from, that it was told from. And some parts were a lot unbelievable to me because it felt very dated story-wise. It was saying important stuff, but a book saying important stuff is just not enough for me to love it. And I don't see myself ever picking this back up, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Maybe maybe somebody will find it and then they'll enjoy it. Ballad of Perilous Graves by Alex Jennings. So I really wanted to love this book. I really wanted to love it. Not even because of the cover, although the cover is actually pretty cool. It had me at Fantasy New Orleans, and this book felt really trippy. Tone-wise, it was all over the place for me because some of the main characters were children and some of the main characters were adults. I didn't feel like I was following the story along well enough, and overall I wasn't having a great reading experience, even despite also listening to it with the audiobook. So I'm gonna give this away. Maybe somebody who is interested in this story can find it and love it. And last, K.M. Jackson's How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days. So this was one that I actually received last year. I read it. It was decent. It wasn't my favorite romance, and I actually had the audiobook for this one too, and I was enjoying the audiobook a lot more than reading it physically. So when that's the case, I don't find any need for me to hold on to like a physical copy, because if I ever feel the urge to pick it back up, I'm just gonna audiobook it. So those are all the books that I'm unhauling to give myself a fresh start in the fall. Let me know if you've read any of these books or any of these books that interest you. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll check in with you soon. Bye!